Hi, Xiaomei and Iwa. I'm CK. So now I'm going to propose to MC about the KP 2018, the new structure. So as you can see from here, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will have 9 VPs. Uh, is going to have in next term. Uh, I will go down one by one. So some of the structure actually I did uh, have the same thinking, and I'm going to follow the new proposed structure by MC to follow that JD. But some of that, as you can see, I will change a little bit. So it's because I will explain more in the further slide, and hopefully I can get the feedback from MC. Yeah. So I still remember when Sumi told me during the SRC, asked me why I'm still running IGTs because I should put more focus on another profile, the startup product, which is the OGT. But the reason why I'm still keeping this because although we couldn't say in KP area IGT is a very potential product, but we just built out it like like not more than 2 years, and we couldn't really know how how true the potential of IGT in KP area. And I think it should give more one. I think it should give 1 more year to really test out this product. If let's say in my term IGT still couldn't perform well, uh, I would strongly suggest my future successor to really close down IGT. The reason why I'm not closing down this year is because the first thing is this is still new in KP area, and we couldn't say it's really not potential in KP. You still have the chance to really test out. Yeah, and the second thing is because currently the sales team of the IGT, they're aggressively doing a lot of sales, and yeah, and we can see some improvement from that team. And also they're currently holding 2 forms that opened by the company, and also there are coming EPs are on the stage to be incomplete, to be accepted or be approved. We couldn't know that. So if let's say I close it down for next term, I it's very hard for us to really handle the form and tell the company about this thing. So that's the reason why I'm still holding IGT. So if you need to know more about the reason of IGT, you can have a phone call regarding this. So yeah, after the IGT problem, but also sorry, one thing I want to mention about is uh because it's not easy to handle an IGT, and I really hope I can find a suitable successor for this thing. So if let's say I really need to close the IGT, I really need some guideline guidance from IMC, because if I really need to close down, but the company is still holding 2 forms from us, so how should I handle these 2 forms? I need some help from MC regarding this. Yeah, so that's it. If I couldn't get a suitable candidate for IGT, it's very critical because I couldn't just simply assign 1 people into IGT. I really want to find a suitable person to in IGT to really lead the IGT team to grow, to really grow in this 1 year. If I just find a not suitable one, it wastes us a 1 year resources, and I only tell my successor not to run it. So I really need to find a proper successor. So far, there's some potential, but it's just based on the things that the conversation between me and that potential candidates. So I need to get to know more about this candidate, whether he or she is suitable to become the LCVP IGET. So now I'll proceed to the next one. So for your information, PM, FL, B2C, OGB, and OGT will still remain the same. The JD will to totally agree on what MC proposed to us, and it's okay for me to follow the proposed structure, proposed JD. So there are just some changes regarding business development BD, IGB, that 2 BP. So I propose now. So as you can see here, this is the thing that about LCVP, IGB, external engagement. The reason why I don't want to make LCVP NCR and LCVP boss is because Actually, we are running this structure from tier two, from tier three, so from tier three and tier two. And the reason why I want to separate it, as you can see here, is called external engagement, because based on the customer flow of EP side, I really want to separate the attraction and considerations phase with the value delivery. The reason why is because we for one VP, they need to handle a lot of things from A to Z, so they couldn't so expedite and so focuses on one of the field. And they will always give the reason like I couldn't focus so much, that's why I couldn't do a lot of IR. I couldn't really understand what kind of the EP that we need. So that's why we couldn't get so much EP. So that's why I propose this structure is I have separated in two VP, which is the IGV external engagement and also the LCP project management. So LCP IGV external engagement will just fully focuses on the IR and also the EP interview. So of course they will do a lot of synchronization with another team to really understand what kind of the EP, what kind of the quality that the EP, the project needed for, what kind of the EP that they needed for the project. So they will fully focus on the attraction and consideration. So when the person that engaged us, we don't need to give them two contact at the same time. So they only need to straight away go to one VP, one department, and that department will handle the whole process of the quality interview for that EP. So this is my first thing. The second thing is there you can see, as you can see there are something that I add on to this external engagement. Why I call external engagement? Because they are not just doing the IR to external like that. I call it EPS external. They also need to do some opportunity taker, NGO and high school, local learning partner, impact and outreach report, and partners experience. The reason why I don't want to put these four things into current BD structure is because the PD, or we call it PD in KP, is not more than 1 year establishment. And so far, from my experience, I could see if this thing is belongs to BD, there will be so many focuses from BD, because the things that I really want BD doing is to really sustain the department and really provide the benefit, to provide the assistance in terms of another side, but not from all these four things. So I suggested to really let IGV external engagement this VP to handle back the NGO and high school, because so far the project that we have, we are more focusing on re-engagement, but we are not doing so much the new engagement unless we are upgrading our size, upgrading our project. So that's why I propose to let them to handle back this NGO and high school. PD will not taking care about the NGO and high school, the experiences. So regarding the new re-engagement, regarding the interview, regarding the meeting with this opportunity taker, we all handled by this LCP IGV external engagement. So of course, same goes to the local learning partner, because so far we don't have any local learning partners. Okay, so and most of the time, LCP IGV external engagement will work closely with the another project management LCP. So they will more understand about what kind of the assistance, what kind of the need in terms of knowledge, in terms of learning. So they need it. So the LCP IGV EE, I call it EE, can provide more this kind of the assistance. So this team, they can go really find what kind of the learning partner that we have in KB area are really suitable to become our local learning partner to support the project, because we are not taking a lot of national project. The only national project that KB holding on is the West Breakup. And yeah, so and also regarding the impact and outreach report, because so far what I got from the current LCP IGB, actually they're doing the impact and outreach report as well, but because due to it's not really a focusing for current IGB team, and they're kind of like lacking of support and lacking of the knowledge to really do the impact and outreach report. Because I know the impact and outreach report is something very important for future the future development of ISA in Malaysia, especially for IGB side. And I believe next coming next year, I mean next new term, the current MC will propose something and really have a guideline, a proper guideline to really to really implement this impact and outreach report. So I will forward this responsibility into LCVP, IGV external engagement, because they are the one that always get the feedback, and also doing a lot of the planning meeting, and also the feedback from the NGO and high school. Yeah. So, and also the partners experience, because in KB right now we focusing a lot on just do re-engagement and then do some simple like feedback from the NGO, but we don't really involve so much NGO in our planning of the project and how kind of things that the NGO can really provide. And same goes to high school. So we normally just go to the high school and run workshop, and we don't really understand the need of the high school, and we don't really go and ask them what kind of the rating, what kind of the experience so far you work with Isaac, because currently the project that we have, mostly we are doing a lot re-engage, especially for NGO and also for high school. So we really need to go deep into this partner experience for us to really understand what kind of things that they need from us and we can provide for them. Yeah. So this is LCVP IGV external engagement. Yeah. So the next one would be the project management. The reason why I want to separate the NCI and people's teams because both VP, they're actually doing the same thing. But just because the project is different than the two VP over there, I thought it is really like something like overlap, especially in those attraction and consideration. Yeah. And most of the time, NCR project, they no need to stay with the EP for so long time. So most of the time, the value delivery report, they are through virtual and for some visiting. The one that focusing a lot of value delivery is people's project because they are the one that stay together with the EP. And also they need to create the content of the project for the EP. So that's why I suggested to separate the value delivery part and also the previous part like attraction and consideration. Yeah. And another point is because there's a lot of EP. I forgot the number. We couldn't get complete stage from them. It's because they found that actually our project is kind of like very normal and just doing a lot of workshop, but it's not really a good quality of project, and they couldn't get so much support from our team during the delivery during the regarding the 16 standards. So that's why we couldn't get a lot of complete from there. So and we also found that actually 3 our accepts speak up and for GLT, Green Lantern Titans, focusing on environmental project, and also MLC, Northern Youth Leadership Conference, which actually been running for almost 5 years for MLC, and for GLT is almost 3 years. But we found a lot like MD slot, like MD in Chinese we call 空洞. Like we find a lot of MD things, like the project content is kind of like very normal, and most of the time the EP will complain that actually they need more job on that thing because the thing that we plan for them is only like workshop. So we couldn't provide a very proper or very good content, a very good quality project timeline for them. Yeah. So that's why I separated the value delivery part from that, and I really need the team to create a good project content for them. So from the first day until the last day, yeah, especially for our flagship project like MLC and Speak Up. So we really need some changes from this thing. So that's why I really need this LCAP to handle all the projects and like NCR project and also people's project. So when you ask me, so there might be need a lot director because this is something that in our mindset in KP is like, oh, one project must be need one director. But I think this is a wrong mindset. It's because when we're doing this, when we go to winter pay, we might not have so much director. So the time for those directors that are not handling project, they are like losing their direction. Like, oh, what do I do in the winter pay? I don't have anything to do. So for me, I really want to have let them to change the mindset. It's like not necessarily one project must be one director. It can be one director handling like maybe NCR. Like NCR is not a big project. So they might be need like one director to handling 3 to 4 NCR projects and assign different PIC or different member into that project. That's it. And maybe for people so that there's some different allocation. So not necessarily one project have to be one director. So we can really fully let our member to become a PIC of the project. And director will be fully focusing on like few projects together. So if you help like cut down a lot of burden from the LCAP, and they can really focuses on how they can bring a good value, like bring a good content of the project to the EPs. Yeah. So this is SVP I3 project management. And the last one is SVP PD. The reason why I don't want to put the LGB external engagement or the opportunity local learning partner out impact outreach into LGB PD because I thought it is very burden for current BD team. And for my potential successor, it's not saying he is not going, he or she is not, he cannot handle so much because BD in current KB level is still quite new. And I actually try out something like I help IGB to engage high school, engage NGO, but I found this structure is quite burden for me as a PBD. So in order to have so much focuses, I rather to make the SAPD team success. I mean like sustain first, and also yeah, I understand after the conversation between Eva and Xiaomei and me during SRC, I really get to know actually we shouldn't have local partners because we are the one that running the product. So that's why our current sales team, we because the how to say the company or the potential shop lot or potential company that having in Kedah and Police area is quite limited. So I couldn't separate them into only focuses doing the sales for IGB because some of them actually they're quite interested on sponsoring OGX product like OGB and OGT product. Like I'm currently uh, engaging one watch company. So the reason why I engaging them because they might bring some like add-on value to the product to increase the volume or to increase the volume of the product because they wish to sponsor us some product to really like boost our sales in OGB. Yeah, so that's why I need the sales team to only focuses for OGX and IGB. The IGB side is only focuses on the fundraising and project utilities. So how do I say fundraising? Like because I know IGB project need a lot of money to sustain the project. So I will let IGB to really focus on the fundraising part, but not those like NGO and high school part. So I will let the LCP IGB external engagement to fully focuses on those opportunity taker. But for fundraising part is fall under BD to help them to find the money, to do some crowdfunding company because we can do a lot of study to that company, but we don't really know like what kind of the support they can give us. Like recently, I go to that company, I propose them either you have focuses supporting our OGB product, or you support our IGB product, or you want to support both. It depends on the company. So I couldn't say my sales team is only do the sales for IGB. So at the same time, maybe it can bring the benefit to OGX product as well. Yeah, and also because why I say OGX because for OGB right, actually we are currently doing the out campus engagement to the high school team, to the high school to let them to have a go for a change. So we are currently doing this. So that's why for BD, I couldn't have so much focuses for the like for IGT and for IGB as well. So the only thing I can do for BD is for OGX and also IGB that just only focuses on the fundraising. Yeah, and you can see as you can see here, I didn't put IGT sales is because how do I say? Yeah, because I believe if I just take out the sales team from IGT, the only thing that IGT can do right now is only focusing on the EP. And I know it's very important to really take care of the learning and the quality, the experience of the EP. But because we are lacking a lot currently we're lacking a lot of EP. And so if I just take out the sales team from IGT department, there will be very less learning point for IGT VP and for the whole department. So the only thing is, I really hope I can make the sales team go back to IGT team, and there we can really do the synchronize and do the coordination among BD and IGT. So that's the thing that I want to propose. So if you think you need more clarification, I'm feel free to phone call because it's very bad for me to explain something sometimes. Yeah, but I hope I can explain it well. So that's it for my structure. Yeah, hopefully you all understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so thank you so much.